11, 6581 as we stand by for the payout signal. $6,581, race 11, $6,581. All clear there, race 11, all clear the Meadows, 6581. It's Carrion Angel for Tim Britton defeating Invictus Wave, Clint Capuano, Summerlights, Tina Woman, 6581, all clear. One to go, the last race, 12 on a big night. Take out 5 and 6 in the 12th race.
Mark, and it's just been overwhelming. I've known Troy for a little while as well, and Jason has escaped just for a period of time. It's been great to see Jason's development through Sky Racing, and it's been humbling and overwhelming in the past 36 to 48 hours on different platforms, and haven't been able to thank everyone in particular, but not going anywhere, just a different chapter, hopefully staying in, well, not just the greyhound industry, but hoping to really continue in all three and not wishing to be a stranger to the racing codes and sports in general. And touched on a bit earlier that those Soccer World Cup nights, they were fantastic to be up. I think there might have only been about 5 people that, along with the Soccer World Cup, managed to see Kevin Anderson win a Wimbledon semi-final 26-24 in the 5th set. That was good fun too.
Absolutely, and yeah, you would have seen plenty, especially in those hours. And in terms of pretty crazy wages, which we get quite often with Tab, but also just as a Tab rep, tell us what's the craziest thing that you've seen come through the machine in terms of a bet. We saw Bernard Tomic. I think someone had, what was it, 1,000 to 1 on Bernard Tomic to win the Australian Open recently. What's the wackiest thing you've seen come through the computer?
Might have been the wackiest one shown so far this year. Someone having something on Bernard Tomic to win a tournament, let alone a match. I mean, he got through the first round. That was nice of the Tomic backers there. I can't remember the exact odds, but I do remember being in the media room on Oaks Day at Flemington back in 2019, and there was that punter that had $1, and they backed the Caulfield Cup winner Murder Glass. They backed Lee Grasher to win the Cox Plate, Warning to win the Victoria Derby, Vow and Declare to win the Melbourne Cup, and Miami Bound to win the Kennedy Oaks. And the $1 was almost $35,000 collect. It was placed on an early, it was placed a couple of mornings before the Caulfield Cup, and it was just fun to at least reference in a media release, Troy, that you could go with the Grey Sports Almanac from Back to the Future Part 2. That's the craziest one, but it's the most successful one. It just defied belief when it came through the system after Miami Bound won the Kennedy Oaks.
Around about 35,000 to 1.
Yes.
Remarkable stuff. Troy?
I was just going to say, listening to you then is one of the things that I've always noticed. We've known each other for probably a couple of years now through my role here and your role with TAB, and your recollection of sporting events and knowledge is incredible. Like, we'll be sitting around talking and trying to work out who won a race or who was the sports person involved in something, and your knowledge is just incredible how you remember this sort of stuff. So I've loved working with you, Trent. It's been fantastic. You're very much a part of the Meadows family here, and you always will be. We are going to miss you, but not gone.
No, not gone.
Just a new chapter.
It will be, and it's great to be out here tonight because one of the first assignments I did at university, just as part of a Bachelor of Arts Sports Administration, the Meadows was only going for, would have been less than 5 years, and actually come out here one afternoon and had a one-on-one with Marg Long. And that's how that basically started, with Marg in regards to here at the Meadows, and also the fact that the first Australian Cup to attend was in 2003, and it just happened to be the dead heat between Blackjack Tom and Most Awesome, and almost thought for a moment, Mark, that we might have seen that again tonight. What a stirring final between Tommy Shelby and Fernando Bluey. Tommy Shelby's been there. That's the second Group 1 after the success in the Hobart 1000, particularly in the last couple of months. But Fernando Bluey, amazing in the Australian Sprint last month at Sandown Park, Troy, and I think Fernando Bluey will be around for quite some time.
And what about, from a Tab perspective this evening, what were some of the bets that were successful? You were telling us off air. Can you recap some of them?
Yeah, well, I can say in the Fanabale Superstars final, the box draw took place here last Saturday night, and probably a couple of hours after the box draw, there was a punter that had $5,000 at $10 on Stanley Road. So they were rapt to see Stanley Road just show the devastating burst, which was similar to the summer distance plate during the Paws of Thunder Carnival, which you were at with Jason Lincoln. So $5,000 at $10 on Stanley Road. That was barely a couple of hours after the box draw last Saturday night. And also in the, we'll say the pre-final field market, you had the pre-nominations for the Tab Australian Cup and also then the all-in market once the top 56 seeds were announced. And there was a bet in early February of $500 at $14 on Tell Me Shelby. There's $7,000. Thank you very much.
Straight into the kick. Well done to that punter, or those punters. A successful night indeed. Now, Trent, do you go and have a little break after this? What's the plan? Surely you need some time off to rest after 17 years of not having a holiday.
Well, the Super Bowls were fun.
Yes.
That was the good stuff. But
you got to go to one, didn't you?
3.
3. Okay. There you go.
Very lucky. Because luckily enough to say, been to the only ever overtime Super Bowl.
Yes,
there's about 75,000 that can say that, and one of them was Mark Wahlberg, and he left in the third quarter when the Patriots were down 28-3 to the Atlanta Falcons. The main thing is tomorrow is going to spend time with my sister, her husband, and my niece. That'll be the most important thing in regards to tomorrow, to just sit back and have a nice lunch or a nice dinner. Then on Monday, just be a little bit worried that about 6 o'clock in the morning going, I can't open our bookmaking system. I'll probably be logged out, so I won't be able to touch that. And we'll see what happens after that. The next chapter beckons.
Absolutely, Trent, we look forward to it indeed, and we look forward to finding a winner in the next, coming up in 7 minutes here at the Meadows. The last race to cap off what's been a superb night. The humility and the modesty of the man, Troy. We wanted to get a race named after him this evening, and Ash Baker, to his credit, when we put it forward to him and we asked him, can we get a race named after Trent just to say goodbye? Because, like I told Trent during the week, it's actually not about you. It's about us that want to celebrate you, Trent. But he said, no. He vehemently said, no, I don't want a race named after me. I don't want the fanfare. So we respected his wishes, but we do want to wish you farewell, especially before the last race, Trent. So, yeah, thanks for coming aboard and having a chat to us before the last. Find us a winner. Well,
we'll have a look here. I've just flicked open the Tab app and just noticing that Yavi out of box 1. Well, really, with today, there's been actually a bit of a change around the market. Really, the top 4 have been pretty close, but Yavi out of box 1, as much as $4 this morning now, the $2.90 favourite. You've got Bees and Honey out of box 2, just out of fraction to $3.80. Hadouken out of box 7 at $4.20, and Byron Bale out of box 3 at $5. They are the 4 in the single figures. There's a gap after that. So in a chopping, changing race, and there's still 5 minutes of betting time to go, Jarvie out of box 1, the $2.90 favourite.
Well, with those 5 minutes of betting time, what I'll get you to do is tell us how many punters have piled into Jarvie, because it's been quite well supported, as you mentioned. It looks as though from earlier in the week was $4, $3 now $2.90, and it appears as though that money may well continue. Troy Iwanick, from a form perspective, $2.90 for Jarvie, $3.80 Bees and Honey, $4.20 Hadouken. How do we finish off this wonderful night of racing with a winner?
For mine, it's a very tricky last race to finish up on. Jarvie, I think, certainly deserves to be in the market here and should be well respected. I'm a big supporter of Bees and Honey. I've always liked this greyhound. It's a strong greyhound. He can show pace. I've actually got him on top for my selection, only because I think he can use the box and get himself in this race in some position. Byron Bale is a big dog, 40 kilo plus dog. He needs room. Once he gets motoring, he can really power home. That's going to be very interesting for mine. Scatterbox likes to go off the track a little bit. She can show pace though. Let's not forget, Scatterbox was drawn in the box 7 in the Australian Cup last year, so certainly not without ability. Hadouken, very smart beginner, and when he gets on the arm, he's very tough to beat. So with room, if gets a bit of room early, he's going to be right in this race. The others in the race probably need a bit of luck, Trent. I think they're going to be running for a little bit of luck here, but I'm going to stick with Bees and Honey on top of mine. My numbers are 2, 7, 1 and 3, but maybe a little bit more sentimental for mine with Bees and Honey than just form.
Bees and Honey, the New South Wales dog by Barsha Bale out of Melissa's Pride, trained by Cooper Hayes. What more can you tell us about Cooper Hayes here? Aware of the exploits?
Yeah, look, spoken to Cooper a couple of times now. He's only got a small team, but does a very good job. And I guess a trainer who also works as well, so does greyhounds and work, combines the two, but does a very good job and puts a lot of work into his dogs, the small team that he has got.
Okay, $2.90 now for Javi. Yeah, just as we come to race 12.
Can I just jump in too
yeah.
before, I know we're not on camera at the moment in a sense, but just before, because I don't know if I'll get the opportunity to say this later on, just on behalf of the directors here, myself, at the Melbourne Greyhound Racing Association, Trent, really appreciate everything you've ever done for us and work you've done with us. Very grateful, just want to thank you, just in case we don't get that opportunity to say again later on, but it's been fantastic working with you, as we said. I know we've spoken about it, but just from all of us, thank you so much for everything you've done and all the extra miles you've gone to help us.
Thank you very much again, Troy. It's much appreciated, and it's also been the case at Sandown Park as well. I mean, we're here tonight at the Meadows, but Sandown Park have been great. I mean, Jason is just having a little bit of a refresher now, but you've got Mick Floyd and Neil Brown as well, and yeah, again, I can only just say that it's been quite humbling and overwhelming, and I said want to stay in the industry, so it's not a complete goodbye. It's just going to be a little bit different.
Yep, see you in a little while, more than anything. Now, Trent.